and I greet you from Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, where I live, and I'm a Tanzanian, and of course I live in Dar es Salaam. I'm also a retiree from I'm a retired public servant, an economist by profession, and I've been in Neolife for more than 25 years now so far. Before Neolife, first of all, I greet you all, and I feel very, very privileged to have the opportunity to share my testimony with Team Blessing, which I've been associated with for a long time now. And I really feel part of Team Blessing. So thank you so much for taking me in as one of you. Before Neolife, I was a director at the Central Bank, the Bank of Tanzania. And I had, by Tanzanian standards, I had a very good salary. I traveled the world. I stayed at 5-star hotels whenever I traveled. And I had all the perks that go with a senior civil servant in my country. But I really didn't enjoy that much whatever privileges that I had, because I had a lot of health issues. I had a severe back problem that was a result of a motor vehicle accident. And I had a heart condition that my cardiologist had told me was incurable. And on top of that, I had stomach ulcers. And of course, with the, many other small ailments that I used to have. So late in 1996, that's a long time ago, I had, at one of the consultative East African central bank meetings that was being held in Tanzania, a colleague of mine from the Bank of Uganda, Dr. Msinguzi, noticed that I wasn't my usual self. And he asked me what was the problem. I told him I wasn't feeling well, that I was in great pain. But, he got very excited. He said, oh, that will be over very soon, because we have just joined an opportunity whose products he thought would help me with my health issues. So I asked him about the opportunity. He was very excited, but he couldn't tell me about the opportunity. He couldn't tell me much about the opportunity because they had just joined the opportunity. And actually, at the time, there was no office in Neolife office in Uganda, neither in Kenya. And of course, there wasn't a Neolife office in Tanzania. So there was really no experience that the Msinguzis had seen or had gone through to really give me, to tell me how the products would help me. But they were sure the products would help me. Anyway, at the time, because we didn't have an office in Tanzania, and Polycarp was not able to tell me about the opportunity. He said, when next I go to Uganda, he would ask his wife to tell me about the opportunity. So the next meeting was held in Uganda in early 97. And I went there for the meeting. I was feeling miserable, of course, but I was very busy with the meeting. So I didn't have time to really talk to Lydia, Dr. Polycarp's wife. And as I was getting ready to go to the airport to come back to Tanzania, Lydia came to the hotel with a big pack and some forms, and she asked me, she started telling me about the opportunity, but we didn't have time. And since I was so focused on getting better, I didn't want to listen to anything except I just signed up, paid the money, and took the products and went and came back to Tanzania. When I got home, I was excited because I just took a leap of faith, because they didn't show me anybody who had gotten better by using the products. But since I was sick, anything that somebody would tell you would make you feel better, you would just try. So I decided I'll take a leap of faith and take the products. So when I got home, I was very excited. I started taking the products religiously. And in 2 weeks, I was feeling a lot better. The palpitations I used to have had eased off, and I really wasn't feeling, my back wasn't hurting as bad, although I still had some pain. So, but Lydia had told me that, I can tell other people about the opportunity, and also this could be a business for me. But I didn't listen to that part. I just wanted to get better. And since I had a good salary, I didn't think I really needed to do business. But then I had friends of mine who are also my relatives, that's Ayub and Dora Juma. I thought I would share with them because Mr. Ayub, who actually passed several years ago, had a similar problem that I had. So I went very excited, and I told them, I said, I have been exposed to this opportunity, and I think it will give you a business to do. And also, Mr. Ayub, I think your heart problems will be over very soon, because I feel a lot better. They were kind of skeptical, particularly Dora was very skeptical. Later I learned it was because she was a nurse. Dora was a nurse. In fact, she was a nursing tutor. And so she didn't understand how an economist, I'm an economist by profession, working for the central bank, I would tell her about health. But they also took a leap of faith. They just decided, just to get me off their back. And because they also trusted me, they decided to sign up. But of course, their kit took a long time. It took almost 3 months because we had to order it from South Africa. So when the kit came, they didn't do anything about it. They didn't take the products, but I kept on insisting on them that they should try because I was feeling better. Eventually, they tried. They took the products. And when Mr. Juma went for his heart clinic, the doctor asked him, what have you been using of late? He was scared. He thought his condition had gotten worse. So he said, no, I'm not taking anything. I'm just taking the medication that you prescribed. But the doctor said, no, there's something you are taking because your conditions. And as I continued taking the products, I noticed that I was getting, I had a lot more energy. I was looking much younger than I did before. And I thought, well, this is good. So I continued using the products, and I would buy the products for my mother and some of my sisters and all. But then when I started these other businesses, since I didn't have any experience, I failed. Then I retired, And I was still doing these other businesses, but they were all failures. But the last straw was when I had started a boutique, a high-end boutique. And when I traveled abroad, I was told that I was called and told that they had broken into my boutique and had stolen everything. Then when I came back home, I was telling Dora, my downline, I said, Dora, this is what had happened to me. And she said, but why do you insist on doing these other businesses when you have a business which you introduced to us and we are doing very well? We have been able to even send our kids to the US to study through this business. I thought about it and I said, yeah, maybe I should try, I should give it a try. Now, at the time, I had already retired. So I decided doing the business myself. But what I realized really when I started actively doing the business, I realized that when I said yes to them singles, I lit a candle that started a bushfire in Tanzania. Literally, I think it is a bushfire. For those who are in East Africa, please do come to the Impact Summit on the 28th of this month, and you'll see just the fact that I said yes, what this has done to Tanzania. I cannot say about the rest of East Africa, but I know what the effect of my yes to Tanzania. So anyway, as I said, I started doing the business. Of course, I was a bit lagging behind because the Jumas, of course, were far ahead of me. But I don't regret because all I know is that any timing is God's timing. So I started doing the business, and now I'm a Sapphire director, and I've been traveling in a different way, not the way I used to travel when I was at the central bank. At the central bank, I used to stay in 5-star hotels. With Neolife, when I travel, I stay in 5-star hotels, sometimes the same hotels, but they are totally different. I get totally different experiences because when you travel as an employee, when you travel on duty, all your focus is on work. So you want to make sure the meeting is properly done and the reports are written. But when you travel with Neolife, you are a tourist. So, for example, when I went to Cape Town, the first time I went to Cape Town with Neolife, I thought Cape Town was a totally different city. But I had been there many times on duty because I had never been to the Table Mountains. I had never been to Robben Island. I had never seen Cape Town the way I saw it when I traveled with Neolife. I was a tourist then, and I like traveling with Neolife because now I'm a tourist of the world. But having said that, what really have I gained through Neolife? Neolife has given me health, good health. At 78, almost 78, I'll be 78 in December, end of December. And wherever I go, people don't believe I'm 78. I don't look it, but even more so, I have the energy of a 40-year-old. I may not look 40, but I have the energy of a 40-year-old. I think Josephine can testify to that because she has seen me. And I love it. I really love it. I'm a retiree with a difference. I have my colleagues who have also retired, but most of them are younger than me, but they look sick, and some of them are already broke. But for me, I haven't been sick. I haven't had to go to see a doctor for any treatment in the past 20 years or so. And during COVID, I wasn't worried because my immunity is very high. But also, I'm sure for the young people, you may not appreciate this, but when you retire or when you are old, normally you are sick, as I said, you are lonely because all your friends are also old and you can hardly visit each other. So you are very lonely. Your kids are already away. They have their own lives. And much of the time you are broke unless you really, unless for the lucky few who prepare themselves well for retirement or for old age. But the most important thing is also that you have a lot of time, a lot of idle time on your hands. Now, it depends on what you do with that time. For me, Neolife has given me what to do with my idle time. I'm busy, I'm very busy, but one important thing is I'm touching people's lives positively. As I said, just the fact that I said yes, Tanzania is on fire. And I really urge all those in East Africa to come to Dar es Salaam on the 28th of this month and see what Neolife can do to people. I feel very, very privileged because I have all these young people around me and it's infectious. I mean, I don't even feel my age. And sometimes people may think I'm acting silly because I act like the young people, but that's the way I feel. And Neolife is full of young people, people with hope, people who are happy, and people who have dreams, big dreams. So they've also made me even dare to dream. Before my dream, my need or dream was just to get better. When I was introduced to Neolife, I just wanted to get healthy. But I didn't realize that I was really creating a very comfortable future for me for the rest of my life. And of course, you don't know how long God will keep you on this earth. So, you cannot prepare well enough. But with Neolife, you are, it prepares you. Whether you are young, and I would really urge the young people who are on this call, particularly the guests, to sign up. It doesn't, because really, Neolife gives you an income, that a passive income that in stocks, in property. But what I know is that my investment in Neolife is the best investment of them all, because I've invested in people. As I said, I've touched a lot of people's lives directly and indirectly by saying yes. For example, in my organization, I have 6 PT level distributorship. Yesterday, during the Zoom, the East African Zoom, a young lady by the name of Hosiana Sanga gave testimony. She just became, last month, she became a 5 ruby. And she said, in 4 months, Neolife has paid her more than 80 million Tanzanian shillings. Now, she's in her early 30s, and she's getting that kind of money. When she reaches, let's say, about 50, do you think she will need to work? Young people, I'm telling you, this is the opportunity to take. I have 6, in my organization, I have 6 PT, president team level distributorship, and I have several rubies in my organization and numerous directors who get from between 1.2 million Tanzanian shillings to over 20 million Tanzanian shillings a month. Now, with my job at the central bank, or as a retiree as I am today, would I be able to pay these people that kind of money? Also, became director. She was paid 600,000 Tanzanian shillings. But a director today in Tanzania gets between 1.2 and 2 million Tanzanian shillings. That just shows how this opportunity matches with the cost of living. In other words, they take into this opportunity gives you a passive income, not just passive income, but passive income that's commensurate to the cost of living of the time. So you don't have to worry about inflation as long as you work the business. Now, with all that, I'm really, as I said, I'm a retiree with a difference. And I would wish everybody who is listening to me here, whether you are employed, you can be a retiree with a difference. If you are doing your own business, you can be a person of age. I don't want to say old. I don't want to say an old person, a person of age with a difference. You'll have passive income, and you don't have to worry about your future. Now, I have learned a few things from my experience with Neolife. Neolife business is a people's business, is a relationship business. So as long as you keep good relationships with your upline and your downlines, you are good to go. Because if I didn't have good relationship with my downlines, for example, first of all, in the beginning, they wouldn't have taken the leap of faith and taken up the business. But also, when I was struggling doing all these other businesses, my downline wouldn't have told me, wouldn't have advised me, well, to do the business because it has done well for them, and advised me that maybe I should have a second business that inevitably instills in you humility. When you are humble, you are ready to, you will be ready to learn. You cannot learn when you have an ego. You cannot learn when you are not humble. This business, everybody starts at the same level. It doesn't matter whether you have a PhD. I was a director, one of the senior directors at one of the prestigious institutions in my country. But I still learn from people. Some of them have never even been to school. Some of them have just finished Form 4, but they have something more, they know something that I don't know. So I'm prepared to learn. So as Josephine was emphasizing on the fact that you need to attend training and do, attend whatever personal development that you need to, it's very, very important to be humble. Otherwise, you cannot learn. We have seen people who have gone up the level. Some of them even diamond directors. They've failed because of the ego, something called ego. To be patient and persistent. Because, for example, as I told you, when we joined, when the Jumas and myself and them Singles joined, there were no offices in our countries. There were no offices in East Africa. But we had to get products from South Africa. And sometimes it took 2-3 months to get the products. And sometimes they would get lost. Like they might be stolen at the airport. Somebody has given you money to order their products, and then they don't get the products because somebody took them at the airport. What do you do? It needs a lot of perseverance, patience, and anything good, in the beginning, you have to suffer for it. Neolife has 3 phases. As a business, you have 3 phases. The first phase, you may be working the business very, very hard, and most of us are doing that. But you feel that you are not getting the rewards that matches with the work you are putting in. But as I said, Neolife gives you passive income. Passive income, it means you get rewarded for work that you did in the past. So the second phase is where you do the business and you are paid just, just as you are paid as much as you are putting in. But the third phase is really the phase whereby you are putting in maybe 10% or 20%, and you get rewards. You get 80% rewards without the effort. And that's the phase that I'm really trying hard to work for. And God willing, I'll get to that phase where I'll be at the beaches of the world and then just check how much money has entered into my account. And I think all of us should aim at that. So let's work hard. The rewards are really big. I mean, if a 32-year-old can get 20 million Tanzanian shillings, that's equivalent to about a little less than $10,000 a month. And that's only the bonus. But she also sells products. So she's getting a lot more than that. For those that are on this, for the guests that are on this call, I would urge you to really thank the person that has invited you, because they love you. They really love you, because they could have asked anybody else to join this Zoom, but they asked you to join the Zoom. So with that, I would like to thank you very much for listening to me and my humble story. It started off like somebody who didn't believe in the business, or somebody who didn't think this was a business fit for a director at the central bank, but it has done wonders for me once I decided to work the business, and it has done wonders for many people in my country. And I would also urge people, there are people who might be like me, they might think the business is not for them because they have a lot of money, they're making a lot of money, they have other big businesses. But just remember, there are people at the back, people whom you may live. I don't know what's happening.
Unmute yourself, Grace.
Sorry,
Unmute
I don't know
yourself.
I don't know how it happened.
No, somebody.
So I've been. Or now I don't know what you have heard and what you didn't hear, because I don't know how it happened.
That's okay, continue.
So as I was saying, you know, you may feel you don't need the business. That's okay. Not everybody will do the Neolife business. You may feel maybe you have a bigger, some other business that you are doing and it's giving you good money, but there are people, just remember that there are people behind you who may benefit from this business. Just let God use you to bring in those people so that they can uplift their lives. I've seen that happen. I saw that happen with the Jumas before I started doing the business, because I said yes. I didn't do the business. I was just using the products, but they did the business. And now, in fact, almost 70% of Team Tanzania falls under the Jumas. So you can imagine how many people who have benefited from Neolife, even though I didn't think I needed the business. But just saying yes, many people have improved their lives. Many people have been able to send their kids to school, to better schools. Many people, and some of them, maybe they've just had enough to eat that they didn't have before. So let's go out and sponsor people, even if we don't need the business. I thank you very much. I don't know how much you didn't hear of what I was saying because I was muted. I didn't realize I was muted. And I thank you for listening to me, but I still urge the East Africans who are on this call to come to Tanzania and attend the Impact Summit, because that's where you will see how big Neolife is. You'll see the impact of Neolife. You have to see to believe. Thank you very much. I love you all. Let's meet at the top.